Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a beautiful IntoResin mold that I want to make for you. It is very big and deep, and I'm not sure how many ounces I'm going to need. It has two lids. It has one that I have prepped because it has a little thing in the middle of it and I wanted it to be a different color. So I went ahead and poured that little place so that we could do all these others together. And then it has a little flat lid as well. So you can tell it's a jar. So anyway, and then I have some pumpkins we're going to pour. But I started out with 24 ounces of resin. And I have run it through my vacuum chamber. And I'm going to be pouring this clear. I think that I want to put just an inkling of crushed crystal in there, to give it a little bit of a sparkle. Not much. It doesn't take very much of this stuff at all. Just a little dab will do you. And I'm going to put it in both of them. If you put too much in there, it definitely will overtake it. I'm going to try to stir it in so that I don't get any bubbles after I've already bubbled this through my chamber. My vacuum chamber, hopefully. So get that in there a little bit. Okay, so we're going to figure out how many ounces. I had to split the 24 up to get it in the vacuum chamber and not get it to overflow. So right now I have a little over, well, right at 13 ounces in this cup. So we're going to pour out of this cup first and see what we get on how many ounces that we do. Because I have 13 ounces in here. All right, and that pours it up to the top. Give it a little bit of doming effect there. Alright, so that left me with 2 ounces. So we have 10, 11, 12, 11, it held 11 ounces. Alright, and then the lid, we've got 2 ounces going in here. So let me get this out of here. I think it's going to hold out right at 2 ounces. And that little spot that I already did in there, it held 25 milliliters. So if you do a different color on that little inner piece, this held 2 ounces plus 25 milliliters. I don't know, you'd have to convert the milliliters to ounces to find that out. They have those on Google, just Google it up. Milliliters to ounces conversion. I will check on it while we're waiting to demold these. So let me get this stick out of there. Put it in there. Get this container out of the way so that I don't like to leave stuff in these because these are a little bit harder plastic and they crack easy, so I don't like to leave if they're made out of silicone, they're easy to leave the resin in there and then you can just squeeze it and it'll pop right out. But these are a little bit more plastic. I got these at the paint store, I believe. No, I got these with the super clear resin that I had ordered for my canvases. Anyway, so, alright, we got that cleaned out. So, this one took 2 ounces plus the 25 milliliter. Now, it does have a lip, so I'm going to, let me do this. Hold on. I was going to do it with that popsicle stick, but I think I want to do it with this little resin tool instead. This little resin tool. We're going to go underneath the lid here because it does have a little, and I don't want any bubbles hiding in there. And there are some in there coming out, so let's get those puppies out of there. And hopefully they'll stay out. Okay. When you mix this much resin up at one time, you have to move a little quickly, y'all, because it will, it can set up on you quickly. It can also flash cure if it gets too hot, so be careful with that. All right, there we go. Now, we're going to pour a little bit in here. I can't read the thing on this one, so let me convert it over here to a, and of course I introduced bubbles into it. Alright. So maybe I can get them out with a little bit of isopropyl. Okay, so I've got 8 ounces. So we're going to see how much this holds. And doming that lid, it held right at 2 ounces, almost 2 ounces. Okay, so we got that. Now, so let's pour the rest of this in here and get it out of this container. Be a little easier to deal with. Because I want to add some color to it. And we're going to pour the pumpkins. These Druzy pumpkin molds that I have, we're going to pour them. And get it done. Now this is a silicone. Really? Why did you stop? Alright, I'm going to go forward. I don't know where I missed it, but my camera stopped, I think. But anyway, so we ended up with almost 2 ounces here, 2 ounces plus 25 milliliters, and then we decided that was, what did we decide, y'all? I have to look at I have to go back. So anyway, and then I put some green chrome powder into the stems, and now I'm going to put some Resiner's alcohol ink orange into this thing here, and I'm not counting the drops. I'm just squeezing it in to the color that I like, and I want y'all to do the same. I want you to do the color that you like. I like the dark orange. I think it's really pretty, so I've got it colored dark, as you can see. So we're going to get that alcohol ink stirred in there pretty good. Okay, and I have well over 8 ounces. I probably got 9.5 ounces in here. So we're going to pour it into these little pumpkins. pouring it enough just to dome it. Get that out of the way. Excuse me. All right. Looks like I'm gonna have a little bit left over. I'm gonna pour some in this little mold here that Alright, so I ended up with 3 ounces. So I used 6.5 ounces on the pumpkins between the 4 of them. Alright, now I gotta get rid of these others, so I'm gonna pour some of these little Druzy bats here. I get these Druzy bats from Uniconeart. She makes some of the most beautiful Druzy things that you could ever want. Or ever knew you didn't want, or never knew you wanted. Let's put it that way. So we're going to pour the rest of this in this little ghosty mold. I'm so sorry about the video, y'all. I just looked up and the camera was like stopped working. I don't know why. I'm going to have to investigate that. So I'm very sorry. Oop, too much of that. Okay, now I'm going to have to find somewhere else to put this. Alright, so we'll come back when it's time to demold and see what we have. Alright, come back. Okay, welcome back everybody. These are all done. So let's undo these first and see what we have with these pumpkins. Hopefully they're ready. They're probably a little bit bendy. Oh yeah. Now that's a beautiful pumpkin. Beautiful. You gotta love these, and I'll link these molds in my description box. They're just gorgeous. Just absolutely breathtaking, these pumpkins. Oop, had an overpour on this one. A little bit of an overpour. I'm going to take it off while it's still soft. That way it doesn't leave a... If you can catch them when they're soft like that, it doesn't cause a place that can rip your finger off. Just love that. Okay. Now these are made by the same lady. And I did have some overpour on this too. Ugh. I got a little carried away. But when they're that soft, it's easy to peel it off. And you usually don't have to go back and sand it. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. And these are the little ghosties that I poured. I think they're ready to come out. Isn't it adorable? I believe I got this mold off of Etsy. But it's a whole family of little mini ghosts. Little bitty guys. There's even one on here that's really super tiny. This little guy here, he's real little. Look how tiny. Teeny tiny little ghosty. It's a whole little family. I'll look up the link that I had and put it in my description box. And I poured a little bit that I needed on here, this crab. He turned out really pretty. And then we made a, he might not be ready to come out yet. He's still a little bit bendy. This is a paper clip. I'll wait and take him out. But I did get the witch's hat poured. And I do have some overpour on this thing. Little witch's hat. And these, I'll have to wait for these because I can still feel that they're soft. These are just beads. Different size beads. Okay. Let's see if these are ready. This is the flat lid. Pretty. That would look cute if you put some bats on there. Alright, let's see if we can get this lid out here. Ooh, this might be a little bit tedious to get out. Doesn't feel like it wants to come out so easy. Might be too bendy still too. Yeah, this one's a little bit, I do have some bubbles in this one though. Darn it. so it's not so easy to get out. All right, I'm going to pull this up to me, guys. Nope. I'm not pulling it out yet. Hang on. Come on. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's tearing off there. Come on. Yep, it pulled off. Darn it. This was not so easy to get out. Oh my garage. Jeez. Now I'm going to have to put it back on there. My heart goes on there. I'll have to attach it, but I got bubbles. Darn it. Alright. I'll get that attached on there. Let's see if this thing will come out. I know I'm going to have to tote this up to me, guys. I'm sorry. It's just too big to hold on to. And it's got such a suction in there. Oh, there it goes. Come on. Let go. Okay. So this is the jar. Gorgeous jar. And then the lid will go on it like that. And then the heart goes on top of it. Like that. Gorgeous jar from IntoResin. So make sure that you let that sucker set more than I did, for sure, to be able to pull that lid out of there without pulling the lid off the top, that heart off the top of it. Looks like my mold has some couple of flaws in it right there and right there. It appears that there's no shininess in the mold right there. I'll have to let my rep know about that. But other than that, it's a gorgeous jar by IntoResin. And I'll just have to fix that. So make sure that you, and then there's the flat lid. But you could always use something different on your flat lid, like a bat for Halloween, or you could use a crab for ocean themed. Different little things you could set on there. Butterflies. You could put a butterfly on there. All kinds of different things on there. So the possibilities are endless. And of course, then you got your Druzy molds here. And the little things. And this I didn't have enough to fill it up, so we'll have to catch that next time. But anyway, aside from me breaking my heart off here, let me see if I can attach it. I'll be right back. Okay, so I stuck it on there. Now you can see what it looks like. This is so gorgeous. This is just a beautiful jar. Love how that heart came out with that. It has some of that crushed crystal in it and the red color from Resiner's alcohol ink. Very pretty. Very pretty. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed it, even though I screwed that up a little bit. But do as I show you, not as I did, kind of thing. But I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for all my subscribers. If you're new, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I'm so glad you're here, and that I hope that you found this video entertaining, if nothing else. And that you would see, I do have a link for 20% off for the code for IntoResin in the description box, and I will link the mold as well as the Juilliard molds. And I will try to find that one that I got off of, I think I got this off Etsy. I'll link it in there. But definitely come back, see what I'm up to next time. I do have another IntoResin mold that did not make it in this shipment that I'm waiting for it to come in. It was supposed to come with that and it was missing. So they're sending that to me, and so I'll be getting that. And I do have some other little molds that I have gotten in, so I'll be doing a few more. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you come back and be with me again. And just remember, there are blessings everywhere. But if you haven't found one, be one. See you later, guys. Bye. Love y'all.